So this is 2 Days Brew, and we're going to be reviewing some common meads that you can find within your common liquor store across the country. So let's get into it.
All right, our first mead is going to be Viking Blood.
Yep, this used to come in like ceramic bottle, but I guess they went for harder plastic or something. Apparently the recipe is based off of one from 1700s. It's made with honey wine and dried hibiscus and ginger.
Delicious pour.
On the back it has like history of mead or whatever. But let's open it up. It comes with cork. Kind of comes out like this little pinkish orange color. Probably the hibiscus.
Salmon-y.
Cheers.
Yeah. Get that honey. Definitely gingery.
Yeah, you get like the ginger. You get like that hibiscus tea type of note.
Yeah.
On the back.
And the honey sweetens it.
And the honey kind of coats your tongue.
It's a little kind
of replaces what tannins are in normal wine.
Well, I'd
kind
say
of that grippiness.
The honey kind of feels like almost like syrup.
Yeah. What is this again? Oh, yeah. So this is kind of dangerous. It's 19% by volume, alcohol by volume.
Yeah, I get the alcohol.
So drink lightly.
No, drink responsibly.
But yeah, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. It'll definitely, you know, let you and your friends have a good night.
Warm your tummy.
Done? Keep it warm in the winter.
Yep.
All right. To the next one.
Oh, really?
All right. So the next one we're gonna go for is kind of a traditional one that you do find in the store. Nothing too fancy. It's called Chaucer's Mead.
Comes with this little spice packet so you can spice it up.
Yeah, this is made out of, it looks like California. It's just straight up honey and yeast and water, and it makes this liquor.
Gluten-free, by the
yeah,
way. All
apparently
mead is
gluten-free.
gluten-free, unless it's made with wheat.
But this is the kind of the traditional Ren Fair type of mead that you'll find.
What's the alcohol percent on it?
This one is
10.5%.
Yeah, so this is a lot lighter than the Viking's Blood. But let's get into it. Ladies first.
Such a gentleman.
All right.
Oh, that has a.
It has a lot more of a wine nose than
oh yeah.
the Vikings.
It reminds me of like a muscadine.
Yeah, like a muscadine wine.
Kind of tastes like one too.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of get like a woody note at the very end.
It doesn't really taste like mead.
No, it don't.
It tastes more like a sweet white, a light sweet wine.
Yeah, it kind of tastes more like a light, sweet muscadine wine. As our cat tries to invade the camera. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so tastes more like a muscadine wine than an actual mead.
I don't really
you
get
don't
a
really
lot
get
of
a honey,
Mm-hmm.
no. But you get like
alcohol, like the alcohol sting is pretty present too.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like
it's been aged at all or anything like that.
Aged at all. Nothing fancy. I mean, ultimately, it's a decent wine.
I hate her dog.
Tastes more like a muscadine wine than a mead. You don't really get any honey. You get a lot of alcohol. on the tongue rather than like any sweetness. It is sweet, don't get me wrong, but it ain't like that honey sweet that you get with like the Viking's blood. And it's still it's only what, 10%?
10.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But it's cheap. It's cheap.
I think it'd probably taste better when you add the spices into it.
Yeah. We're not doing that today.
Nope. That's too much work for me.
All right, let's get on to the next one. All right, the next mead we got is Bunratty Mead
Now
Company from Ireland.
Isn't quite a mead.
Yeah, so disclaimer, they call it a mead, but it's really, and they say it on the bottle, white wine with honey. Now, you can disagree with us, but I think technically a mead should be fermented honey that's made into alcohol.
Well, we don't know if they use the honey as a fermentation.
I don't know. I feel like that disclaimer on the bottle is...
Because it could be that type of mead where you put fruit in it.
Could be, but there ain't no fruit in that. It's just white wine with honey.
Grape is a fruit, hon.
This one's a lot darker than the previous ones. You get like that kind of gold color.
Ooh, honey notes.
Now you definitely get honey on the nose in this one. Like you do if you put honey in the tea.
Here. Yeah, so white wine with honey has been crafted in small batches at their
Oh, so it actually is made at Bunratty
winery.
Okay. But yeah, you definitely get the honey on the nose.
Yeah, it's a artificial honey smell.
You don't get it on the taste. You know,
No.
kind of.
On the end a little bit, you get it.
A little bit, but it doesn't really taste like anything. No, what's the alcohol by volume on this?
I don't know, it's in the front.
This one's 14.7, so it's between Chaucer's and the Vikings in strength. Yeah, definitely not my favorite. Probably another one that you, like Chaucer's, that you find more at like Ren fairs and stuff, but you find these probably all over U.S. and like liquor stores.
Yeah, all of the ones we're trying today are the ones we found in our local liquor stores. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I wanted a mead, I wouldn't go for this.
Well, that's because we have our own mead.
Yeah. The second sip is a lot better than the first. I'll say that.
We just need to cleanse your palate.
Yeah. Just need a second taste,
So you get that honey at the end.
At the end, yeah. If it's the only thing around and I wanted mead, sure, but it wouldn't be my first choice. All right, on to the next one. Alrighty. So we're back at the same company that does Viking's Blood, which is Dank's Mead.
Oh, yeah.
Danish version of mead, spelled with a J and a weird O. But this one's called Odin's Skull. It's made with sour apple juice, hops, and cinnamon are added into the mead. It's also 19% by volume.
Drink responsibly.
So drink responsibly, and it has more or less the same kind of like story thing on the back. But let's go ahead and pour us a little bit.
Yeah, it's glass bottles. Excuse me. He says more of that mead color.
Oh, you get the cinnamon and the other the apple on the nose.
Yeah, a little bit of honey.
Mm.
Woo. Cinnamon forward.
Woo! Yeah. You know what that'd be good for? Like if you made like a mole wine with it.
Mold mead.
Yeah, mold
Here,
mead.
here's your spices. You can
Yeah, we'll just take the Chaucer spices and put it with this one because this is so much better than Chaucer. But
I mean, there's people who like Chaucers. And
yeah.
Everybody has their own taste.
But yeah, this is definitely like an after dinner type of thing. You get a lot of cinnamon, you get a lot of the apple. The honey's kind of in the background, sweetening everything and kind of calming out the alcohol.
Almost like an apple pie mead.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like an apple pie. Yeah, that ain't bad. That's pretty good.
I think I like this one better than the Viking Blood.
Yeah, I'd be right there with you. This one's much more characterized than Viking's Blood.
But Viking's Blood is a lot more popular. But probably because of the name, to be honest.
Well, and it's a pretty good mead that you can find in any liquor store.
I think it's a traditional brew, too, with the hibiscus.
Yeah. This probably ain't too traditional, but yeah, this is good. This is good. Cheers.
Cheers, yeah, drink.
All right, on to the next.
On to the last.
Don't go so heavy on the pour.
I didn't do heavy on the pour.
No, I won't. I did heavy on that one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so our next one is called New Wave Lemonade by Bee Nectar.
Mead infused with blueberry and lemon. And it is a 6.1%.
So it's more like a beer level. So it's probably meant for drinking like a beer.
Now, we don't know if you'll find this one in your local liquor store. We were amazed we found something other than the other 4 that we've already had.
Yeah. And it's fizzy, guys.
It is carbonated.
Alrighty, so this is once again New Wave Lemonade by Bee Nectar.
Get that blueberry.
And you get that blueberry on the nose, yeah.
Right there, yeah. Almost has more of a cider smell to it.
Yeah, a little bit, which kind of makes sense because a lot of their other stuff that was in the store was ciders. So maybe they kind of just went in like the cider route, the mead with apple.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's light.
That is great.
It's like blueberry,
honey. Don't really quite get the lemon, but that's okay.
A little bit of effervescence with a carbonation.
I like that a lot. We're gonna get more of that. Keep it in the house.
It's a good summer sipper.
I like it.
You know, on the hot day on the front porch.
Yes. That's delicious.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, more.
You're going for more.
And then there we go. Don't blame me. I like it.
It's pretty simple. It's just blueberry and honey, and it's light, so you can drink probably multiple in one sitting. Like Cynthia said, it's about 6%.
Yeah. No, it's a beer level.
Beer level mead.
Sorry.
All right.
All right.
And then, all right. So at the end here, we might as well do a ranking. Tell you what we like the best and what we like the least. So what I'm gonna do here is move these all over here. So what did I like the least? I'm gonna go with Bunratty.
Yep, I have to agree with you.
I feel like it's not
There's not a lot of flavor to it.
Yeah, and I question whether it's actually should be considered mead. I mean, if it's wine infused with honey, that's fine. Just call it
But
wine infused
the
with honey.
definition for mead is that the majority of the sugars have to come from the honey.
Yeah, like at least 50% of the sugars
I would
that
say
make
60% of the sugars
turn into alcohol need to be honey. I'm being generous, you know. But Bunratty, it's all right. If it's the only thing around, I'll drink it. But you're the loser today.
We'll drink it if it's at a Ren Fair and it's the only meat around.
Chaucer comes in, actually, I would say a decent second. This is actually not that bad. There's just better stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if it was between that and Bunratty, I would choose a Chaucer every single day. You agree?
Yeah.
All right. Put all three of these in because it's a close call here. But as far as me, I'm going to go third, fourth, fifth place. I like Viking's Blood, but there's not a whole lot going with it, as in like flavor and texture. But it's a damn good mead that you can buy at a grocery store or like at the liquor store. It's very common, very available, very out there. Now this one's may not be as common, but it's really light. It's, if you don't want something heavy, you don't want something that's 19% alcohol by volume, and you just want like a beer, but you want not a beer, this is a good one to go with. And then this one is a good after dinner nightcap, or like sitting by a fire, maybe warm it up in a like crock pot with some extra spices, and you got a nice mulled wine, but mead instead of wine.
See, for me, I think my ranking order is, I agree this one is last, like I already said, so I'll put that there. And then I definitely think this should be over here. I'm gonna put that up front because I like that one a lot. And then I'm gonna go with Odin Skull, and I feel like these two are kind of in the same category, with Chaucer's being below it. There, like that for me.
So we agreed on the fifth, fourth, and third place. We just switched out our first and second. All right, y'all.
Well,
that was our mead review. I hope you go to your local liquor store. Maybe hunt down your own meads, and maybe send it in the comments section so we can maybe try to hunt it down in our own liquor stores.
Yes, and we will be posting another video series called the US of Mead. So we're going to go through different meaderies through the different states.
Yep.
We hope you always watch that video too.
And the key thing with those meaderies is they deliver. So you can order it yourself. If you like what we say about the mead, you want to give it a try yourself. So go ahead and check out that video. We may even pin it in the comment in the notes on the show. So just take a gander in there.
And we're free to recommendations as well. So if you have recommendations for a meadery in your home state, let us know.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.